What's funny? Oh, my nose itches.
What the fuck is up, boy? You already know, dog. It's good with it.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the newest episode of From Earth Podcast, brought to you by
Spooky time, you feel me?
Actually, before I started the podcast, I should have had some spooky effects up. So I'm going to currently look for that. Anna, please talk to the people while I do this.
Hey, guys. Today, we are dressed in very cheap,
In drag.
very... I wish. That would be so cool. Oh, my God. That's one thing I would love to see some days. You fully, like, dressed and made up in drag. But, no, we are just dressed in some really cheap, really last-minute costumes. Yeah, and that's what's going on. Oh, shit. What the fuck is this? Whoa.
What's up, y'all?
We're in a graveyard. Wait, play sewer.
Sewer. It sounds like my stomach right now.
Oh, my God. Ew.
Yo, so, all right. So, Ann and I ate dinner a little while ago, right? I don't know what it is that I ate. I don't know if it was what I made or what I ate at work. But, bro.
I think it must have been what you ate at work because my stomach's fine.
Bro, Ann and I were just sitting there, and I was like,
He like
I gotta
we were
go.
like laughing about something, and all of a sudden he got really serious. And he's like, "I gotta go to the bathroom right now." And I was like,
that shit is
"Oh
on
no,
mic. Ew.
yo, this."
Oh, what the fuck?
God.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Covered up
back-
part at the seams.
Back to when I said that we have some really cheap costumes on. Yo, this mustache is making me want to sneeze,
Yo,
and it won't stay up because the stupid
My
double-sided stick tape is like not good.
double-sided stick tape. My fucking costume's coming apart, bro. That's it, bro. You know what? I guess I'm missing a knuckle now, you know? It's all good,
That's
though.
fine. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I was actually really excited because I thought it was only going to be one glove.
Yo,
And
I
then
gotta take this mustache off.
pull it out,
not
and it's
working
two of them. What? What do you mean?
It's not working out.
No. You shaved, Grandpa.
Yeah, you know, it's about time. Yeah, this one of the sides that's holding this is not as sticky, so it's constantly falling down. And all the hairs were going in my nose, and it was really difficult to deal with.
Oh, yeah. Ugh, that's annoying as hell.
Yeah, it was like the worst thing.
How
in the
can
world.
you? You basically had a cat on your lip.
Yeah, even the eyebrows are really itchy, but it's fine. I can deal with that. What?
Dude, the mustache is great though.
Yeah, that
It's
really
gonna-
did it.
You know what?
but
Your face is gonna be the background for a little bit.
I don't think I like.
Yeah, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be it. You know what? It is what it is.
I like that idea.
Anyway,
Wait, what's the laboratory? So we're on a Spooky Sounds website.
Oh, it is what it is. You know what? Is it? Does it continuously play?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess it does.
Play the skeleton.
Yeah,
song?
choose your background theme. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, there's.
Ooh.
Wow.
What's medical saw?
Oh, that shit tore through something, huh?
Fuck, that's horrible. Oh, look, chainsaw.
Oh, chainsaw.
Hit it.
Oh,
Yeah.
how beautiful. Oh, wait, what about this? Oh, okay, all right. All right. This is Anna right here. This is you when your costume didn't fit. And then with this.
Oh yeah, so I had a great idea for this Halloween where I was gonna be a cactus. I was gonna get a green onesie and I was gonna hot glue. What the fuck is going on right now? Gilmore, what are you doing? Wow, we are like very a mess today.
All right, yeah, I gotta fix this. Hold on, keep talking.
Wait, really? Why? Is it that big of a deal? What's going on? I
Yeah,
don't
because
even
then the
know.
green screen is gonna be white at the corner. Your mustache is stuck to my arm. Oh fuck! No, the sticky thing's stuck to my arm. All right, good.
Okay. So anyway, I'll tell you guys about my misery today. So I ordered. I saw this idea actually in like a baby catalog or something. I was gonna hot glue. That's just weird. Stop it. Sorry, Gilmore's doing very strange things if you're not watching and don't know what's going on. So I ordered a green onesie and I ordered a bunch of white pipe cleaners and I was going to hot glue them to the green onesie and I was going to be a cactus. And but then when I got the onesie in the mail today, and the only Halloween party that I'm going to is tomorrow, so I don't have much time to put this together. When I got it and opened it, it was an extra large, and I ordered an extra small. So I just got fucked. That's what happened today. I just got completely fucked, and now I'm upset.
Got fucked out of a costume, bro.
And I don't have a costume anymore except for this stupid one. And,
that one's hot though, and then the sweater goes with it too.
Yeah, but like
that's an old man sweater.
The benefit of what?
The old man sweater.
The benefit of the cactus costume was that it was going to be easy to wear. I was going to look good. I wasn't going to have to worry about anything. It was going to be like cute. Nothing was going to have to be on my face, like itchy, annoying. Like this stuff is like itchy and annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm supposed to be like a post-apocalyptic steampunk hero.
Why does it have to be post-apocalyptic?
Steampunk hero.
Is steampunk always post-apocalyptic?
I would assume so.
I don't think so. I think steampunk's just steampunk.
Wow, this is like pressing my face into my fucking brain.
Really?
What are you looking at?
I was looking at your leather glove.
You hating? Dog,
No,
my leather
I
gloves
think
go
they're
hard, son. But
those didn't even, that was like an extra bonus that you got. Those didn't even actually go with the original costume, huh?
yeah, I just like saw it and I was like, it'd be cool if they were brown so they would match with the little things right here, but
Still,
it is what it is, you feel me?
it is what it is.
And we are in a scary laboratory right now, but it's all good.
Scary laboratory.
What should our background be? Should it be like a scary laboratory or should it be us in space? But what about scary space?
Wait, you should put Fierce Storm on. Wait, what about, what were you asking? The background?
Yeah, what the fuck were you talking about?
Fierce Storm.
Oh.
Fierce Storm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually kind of nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You know what?
Keep that one on.
I'm gonna leave that one on. Just put it at negative 25 decibels. And there's our first yawn of the day.
You should put us in a graveyard.
In a graveyard?
Yes. No, not in terms of sound. I mean in terms of the background picture later.
Oh, but then I should include a graveyard. Oh, we can put different. Yo, this website was hard.
Yeah, this website does.
It's called HalloweenSoundboard.com, and it leaves you could leave a background theme song playing or whatever, and it'll just continuous play. So if you guys are having you guys are having a little spooky party or something, go to this shit.
Yeah, it's actually really cool.
Leave it on the background, and you can
Also,
change the volume from it.
I got my spooky water mug today.
Anna's like stabbed herself in the face with that like 30 times, and it's great. But
True.
it is what it is.
I definitely swallowed that down like the wrong part of my throat, and now I feel awful.
So in today's Halloween theme filled episode, Gerardo actually sent me this this website I think it's called Your Scary Stories, and then people tell their scary stories. Your ghost stories. That's what it's called.
Is there any copyright issues? Should we not be reading these out loud, or?
I don't think so. Let me see. Let me check all the way at the bottom. Oh, you're a dumb bitch for checking down here is what it says. So there's that.
Wow. Well, I don't know if you saw, but Jenna and Julian were putting up podcasts where they were reading off of the no sleep category on Reddit, and they got taken down because they were all copyrighted material.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, that fucking sucks.
Not that we have enough followers that we would ever get taken down for something like that, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
we could kill someone on here and no one's gonna know about it. So
should we do that?
for Halloween, yeah, why not?
Just as like a test.
Who do you know that you hate?
I can think of like several people.
Call them up.
All
Hit
right.
them up. Tell them we got
Come through.
Yeah, come through. We're getting. Yo, my stomach is straight up just growling, bro. Oh my
Hi
god.
guys, welcome to the podcast.
Yo, Anna,
Gilmore shits himself.
I think I'm close to it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you should have seen when I got up to
Scale
go
one.
use the bathroom. I kind of like walked over, like I was hunched over, like
Like it was coming out of your asshole
yeah,
right
dude,
then.
shit sucked. It might.
What
slip.
happens if you have to do that?
If I laugh too hard, it might slip out. Just saying.
What happens if you have to do that in the middle of the podcast? Are we just gonna have to deal with it?
No, I'm gonna bring the camera. I'm gonna vlog it. I'm gonna bring the camera with me, and I'm gonna keep shitting.
just vlog.
Yeah, you're gonna be right next to me, and we're gonna be shitting.
Or I'm gonna keep talking, but you're gonna be in the background. Shitting.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
We should go back to those ghost stories. So you were.
Oh, but first of all, do you have any ghost stories of your own?
I have never personally experienced anything ghosty,
Paranormally,
myself.
scarily.
But I've been told a lot of stories by people that I know, love, and trust.
Are we gonna switch up names here?
Yeah, I think so. So I can think of 2 stories off the top of my head. Should I delve into them right now?
Yeah, one name rhymes with ham, eggs, and cheese, and yeah.
That is the worst.
Wait, it rhymes, right?
That's the worst.
You could rhyme that name with what I just said, though.
I guess so.
Yeah, all right.
So I guess, okay, so the first story, I'm going to start off short and sweet with my first story, which is just when I was younger, apparently I told my aunt that when we're driving in the car, like me and my parents, I can see Nana, which is my mom's grandmother, looking over her shoulder as they drive. So yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that would fuck me up.
Yeah. So
Damn, imagine, like, that reminds me of a Haunting of Hill House when they're in the car driving, and her sister just fucking
yeah, like the fucking thing comes up and it's just like
out of the back seat.
Dude, that scared the shit out of me when that happened. That show fucked me up, man. We should talk about that.
Yeah, you know what?
Not yet.
Good show recommendations.
Haunting of Hill House.
Yep, definitely on Netflix.
You really want to fuck yourself up? That's a good show.
And there's also little Easter eggs in the show, so just keep an eye out for.
Yeah, there's a
things.
lot. They really did a lot with that one.
They did a lot with that one. That was actually really well done. Also, what was that? A horror story? No, what was that called that we were watching? That I was watching with Gerardo the other
Haunting?
day? The Haunting. Haunting? The
That
Haunting.
one's okay. I wouldn't necessarily. That one feels to me very like fake and like.
Yeah, it kind of feels a little fake.
It's like people telling their stories, but they put like low budget
like drama
movies with it.
Dramatizations.
Dramatizations, yeah. So
yeah, but I mean, like the first episode was really good. I think they put that as the first episode to entice people. Yeah,
I'd like to watch the first episode. I didn't watch that one.
The second one was okay, but the ones following the third, like the third, fourth, and fifth, they were like, the one. There's one about aliens, and I was like,
Oh yeah, the alien one.
Like,
I'm always interested,
up,
but like,
yeah,
yeah. But
oh, you took glasses off?
Yeah, you should try wearing them for a minute. They're just itchy. I couldn't see anything either.
Well, you gotta commit.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. And my headphones keep falling off because of my hat placement.
And now you're gonna take the hat off too, and you're gonna ruin the fucking
sliding
episode?
down the brim, the front brim of the hat. Nobody's even watching this. Everybody just downloads it.
No, there's people watching this.
All right. Well, I'm gonna read.
Oh wait, hold on. Put the hat on top of the headphones.
Well, yeah, that's what I was.
You
gonna
don't.
do.
Yeah, that's right. Not that you feel me? We try and keep it spooky in this bitch. Yo, we didn't even buy Halloween candy.
Let me tell my second story. Well, I'm not gonna be here on Halloween.
Oh, I will.
I work. So anyway, wow, that was really sad.
Yeah.
It was a sad moment. Did you think I didn't work? I'm sorry. Did you really think I didn't work?
No, I just no.
Aw, kill me. It's gonna be okay. All right, let me tell my fucking second story.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. So my first story, I was in the car when I was young, and I told my aunt that I could see Nana watching over mom's shoulder when she drives. The second story is a little bit more in depth, and I'm going to give some people names. So I have an aunt. Her name is Aunt Darby.
Aunt Darby. Jesus, Darby.
And she has a daughter, my cousin, my little cousin. Her name is
Aunt Farby.
Wait, no.
Oh, Aunt Barty.
No, I don't like that. All right, so Aunt Darby and my little cousin,
Chronicle.
Definitely not gonna name her Chronicle.
Come on, dude. All right, Prometheus.
No, her name is now Sam.
Jinxes.
Sam.
Jinzo.
No, I want to give her like a nice like little kid girl name. Sam.
Jinzolito.
Jinzolito. All right, her name's Corona.
All right, Corona. Yeah.
So,
let's go with
all right. So my Aunt Darby
that.
and my younger cousin Corona.
Corona.
Yeah. And my uncle Eugene. So
Eugene, Darby, and Corona.
this is an awful family. No, but so
Change
I went up for dinner a while ago. It was like a smaller dinner with me and my mom, and we went up and we had dinner with them. And I'm not sure why the word came up, but somebody was talking about like a ghost or something, or someone said something with the word ghost in it, and she kind of like shushed us and was like, "Don't you like we don't use that word right now."
Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, kind of, except for maybe a little bit less intense. Why was that necessary?
I don't know. Keep going.
Oh my god, insect swarm! Wait, hit that one real quick.
Ew. Sorry, guys. I hate this shit.
Horrible.
All right, what are you saying,
it's
Anna?
still going.
Oh, it's still going. Stop. All right, bet.
Okay, so I went out for dinner and my Aunt Darby told me to shut the fuck up when I said the word ghost.
Basically.
I mean that's not really how it went, but still. So she was like, we're not going to use that word right now just because we don't want Corona to hear.
Yeah.
It's so hard not to say their real names. Okay, so Corona. So Corona's like, I don't know, like 3 or 4. Like she's young. She can talk though. Like she pretty much can fully talk, but she's a little young. She's a young cat. So I was kind of confused as to why we couldn't say the word ghost around her. That was kind of like a weird thing, but I didn't want to ask because obviously she didn't really like want to talk about it at the time. So I wasn't going to inquire any further into that.
She didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, she didn't want Corona. Ah! I said her name out loud.
No, it's fine. I'll block it out.
You can bleep it out? All right, cool.
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is. She didn't want Corona to hear us talking about ghosts. So
Short for core.
What?
Core is short for Corona.
Core.
Yeah.
Core. So
Corey.
So like months later, we're at Corona 4th birthday party. And god damn it, why do I keep saying her name? I like fucking outfit. Ah!
I don't want to edit this.
I'm sorry, you're gonna be editing.
You're gonna edit this.
Oh my god.
So I can't name my daughter Corona anymore now?
Why not?
Oh, because you're... Oh, that's still a possibility? Can I name my daughter?
Yeah, well, you can name our daughter Corona.
All right. Either that or if we have a boy, it's Matty Ice. So anyway, what are you saying?
Oh fuck, that's horrible. All right, so anyway, so Corona. So it's Corona's 4th birthday. We're all there. And I asked my Aunt Darby because I was like, oh, this is a good opportunity. Like, Corona's running around. She's doing a bunch of shit. Like, she's not paying attention. I was like, why couldn't, like, what happened? Like, was there a ghost? And she launched into the story that, like, a couple months back, Corona had started talking to a imaginary friend. And this imaginary friend, she called him, I think David was his name. And they used to play and stuff, but things started getting weird. I mean, at this point, it's not really weird because every little kid has, well, most little kids have like imaginary friends. I know my sister did. But it started getting, well, not every kid does, but like a lot of kids do. I didn't either. But I have a theory about why, kids that don't have imaginary friends.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
No.
Wait, kids that do or don't?
Well, I think that kids that have imaginary friends, it's because they're
crazy.
only children.
Yeah, only children.
Like Sarah had imaginary friends only up until I was born.
Yeah, she's crazy.
All right, so anyway, I'm gonna fucking punch you in the face if you don't fucking get your shit together. So it started to get weird though, apparently, because Corona told her mom. She's like 3, so like, she's not like making this shit up, but she's like, she told her mom that David was being mean to her, which is weird for an imaginary friend. All of a sudden he's being mean to her, and I don't really know what that consists of, but so, obviously Corona's mom, Aunt Darby, was like, what the fuck?
It's kind of creepy, dude.
Yeah, it's like fucking creepy.
Imagine your kid telling you that.
Your 3-year-old kid says that her imaginary friend David is being mean to her.
Like, what?
Yeah, like why?
Like, hold up, back up.
Where does that even come from in a kid's imagination? So, anyway, a couple things happened that were creepy. One, Aunt Darby was taking pictures because Corona was playing dress up, and she took a couple pictures or whatever, and there were like 1 or 2 pictures that were blurry, and then there was 1 or 2 that weren't. Or no, there was 1 that was blurry, and then there were 2 that weren't. Mm-hmm. So, she was showing Corona. I said her name again. This is the worst story in the whole entire world. So Corona was looking at the pictures, and Corona said, and she's like fucking 3. I'll just emphasize that again. She says that she was like, oh, David's in this picture, to the blurry one. And then to the ones that are clear, she was just like, oh, David's not in these. So that's fucking horrible. I feel like that's a wrong sound effect for this.
Yeah, I just like panicked.
Ghost whisper.
Oh my God.
Ew. Okay.
Dude, I'm going to throw up.
That was horrible. Are you? Oh my God. So that was like creepy. And then also, Aunt Darby said one night they had like a little monitor in her bedroom, and it was black and white. And she said that one night there was like a figure, like a white like figure next to the crib.
Like kneeling and...
Yeah, like kneeling by like the crib. And she was like, fuck that. And like just did not even... Apparently she like rolled over and was like, good luck. But so just like some creepy things were happening. Exactly, yeah. Some creepy things were happening. Corona obviously had this friend that was being meaner, and things were just getting like a little too creepy. Like it was becoming evident that there was something more going on than just an imaginary friend. And ooh, that sounded crazy. Whoa. I like the wormhole one. Yeah, that one. That's so cool. What's needs a sub? Oh. It's just like a weird bass noise. Do the ghost whisper again. Why'd you do the zombie growl too?
Because I felt like it.
All right, anyway, so the point is that... So obviously Corona's mom is like, well, shit, I have to do something here. Like this is getting to be a little too real, a little too freaky. So she does like a cleansing. Like I think she had somebody like come, and they did like a cleansing of the house, and while Corona was at school. And then like a couple weeks later, she hadn't really like heard of, they weren't like encouraging Corona to talk about David. Like they weren't asking her about him for like a while because they didn't want to encourage her with that. They didn't want to be like, oh yes, yeah, play with the demon ghost. So, but finally they asked about him after this cleansing. They were like, have you heard from David? It sounds like we're talking about some random guy, but like, have you been talking to David? And apparently Corona said, no, his mommy came and took him away. So, and that was the end of David. Yeah.
Isn't that his mommy came and took him away?
Yeah, isn't that awful? So, they were possessed, and now they're fine, is my interpretation there. But yeah, that story just made me feel awful because, you hear a lot of ghost stories from people, and it's like, whatever. But this is somebody that I, like, really trust, that's telling me this story. So I was like, fuck, like, I don't know. It's just, like, so awful. And I can't imagine having to deal with that because, my Aunt Darby and my uncle Eugene, like their work schedules are weird. So sometimes Aunt Darby has to sleep like by herself. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine going through that and
by yourself.
By yourself
at
kind
night.
of at night. Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Like that's awful. Like sometimes he doesn't get home till like, I don't know, like 3 a.m. So like you have to spend like...
Yeah, I come in swinging with a Bible.
Yeah, I don't even like believe in that stuff, but that's just like that story makes me feel so uncomfortable. Kids are so like, if ghosts and shit are real, kids are so susceptible to that kind of stuff. It's wild,
They're so innocent, dude.
Yeah, she's so innocent. She's like, oh, David, he probably looked like a scary demon, and she was like, David's my friend.
Yo, imagine what David might have looked like. Might have had like sharp ass teeth.
Yeah, I don't know if imaginary friends are like...
I mean, at this point, they don't really say that name around in the house anymore, do they?
No, I don't think they do.
Like, imagine like if she brought a boy home and his name's David.
Oh, she's like, get out. She's like, I don't think so.
Yeah, right. Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
all Davids
that,
are banned.
Honestly, all
Don't
Davids
even
are,
dare.
man.
If your name's
Dude,
David,
I don't even like the name David anymore. Like
Yeah,
that's just like
name's
freaky.
David's
Like
kind of-
why did Corona choose the name David? I didn't say your name that much, right?
Nah. I mean,
Alright,
you're
that's-
referring to the. I'm not even gonna say that. It's gonna give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's fucking
I'm
creepy.
bad at giving fake names for people
Yeah, I mean,
and using them.
you tried. You know,
It's so hard to do that. Oh my god.
I've-
So do you have any like creepy
the
ghost
trade off.
stories?
Yeah. I have a couple actually.
All right, let's get into number one.
My personal experience with something creepy. Maybe I was like too young. I was just a kid, and I'm just making this shit up. Because when you think of memories and shit, it's kind of like you go back and you think about what happened. Shit's kind of misconstrued.
Yeah.
Kind of like information gets a little flippy floppy or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Things are weird in your kid brain.
Yeah. So then I remember I was playing with my brother. This is in our old house on 2nd Street. This is dude, I lived there for maybe when I was like a couple months old up to when I was I think 18 or 17. And that was a really old house. I don't know
You
when
lived
it
there
was
till
built.
you were 18?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was old ass house. It was super small too, but we had this
Would you
one.
say it's smaller than the house we're living in now?
Yeah, way smaller.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a row home, but it was small, like low ceilings. It had like a dining room and a small kitchen and a small yard. It had 4 rooms, but the rooms were
Did you feel weird in the house? Like, do you think it was like haunted?
when I went down to use the bathroom and when I went upstairs to like back upstairs because I slept in the attic, so I slept in the 3rd floor.
Oh, that's awful.
So
Not for like any actual sleeping purposes, but for like spooky purposes.
yeah, I kind of used to have to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I remember they used to have this one poster of a witch on the 3rd floor steps. So when you go down the steps, there's usually like a huge wall, and it was always there.
Like at
So
the bottom of the steps?
no, at the top of the steps.
Oh, okay.
So I used to always hate going down the steps because I would see it every time.
Ooh.
I used to be real afraid of it. I don't know why. I was a little bitch, I guess.
I
don't know.
mean, I would be to it, at night.
But oh, my arm hurts. So one day my brother and I were playing, and there's a super long hallway. So you go up the steps and then you turn, and there's a super long hallway, and then there's more steps to go upstairs to the attic. So my brother closed the door and to my parents' room because it was right by that hallway, and I was running up the steps. I don't know why I ran that way, but I ran that way, and then I bumped into something. I felt like I bumped into something, and I looked up and I saw basically like from the neck down of a clown. Like I saw a clown suit, but it was from the neck down. Then I like turned around and ran, and I was so fucking scared. And this was a little bit after I saw the movie It. So I don't know if that might have influenced that, like my memory
Probably.
to make that up, or if that really happened. But I swear to God, I clearly remember running into something, looking up, and then seeing like the little poofy balls that clowns have on their suits sometimes.
I wonder what that could have actually, like, let's say that you didn't actually run into something. You just ran into something, but it wasn't a clown. But you like saw something that you interpreted as a clown
Yeah.
because you had seen the movie It. I wonder if that's the case. Like, what was it that you ran into that could have
Maybe there was like
that?
a laundry bag. Like laundry bags
Yeah.
stacked up on top of each other. I don't know, because we used to also hang our laundry in that hallway.
Yeah, so maybe there was just laundry and
Yeah.
you thought it was a clown.
Might have been laundry. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that shit always scared the fuck out of me. Especially the movie It, bro. That movie scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I would think I was way too young when I saw it. My friends, Tia and Elena, they had it, and we went over to their house and we watched it. And I was like, bro, why the fuck did I watch this movie?
You know what I watched when I was really young and it scared me?
What?
The Grudge.
Yo, you know they're making a remake?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. I don't even remember anything about the movie. I just remember being like scared by it. Like I don't remember the premise or the storyline or like what the whole purpose was. I just remember the girl. I remember being scared of the girl for like a long time.
She's like,
Yeah.
how are you doing it? Dude, I can't even do it anymore.
I am the Grudge. Dun, dun, dun.
I can only do it when I wake up. Ew, did you hear that? I was like, Yeah, I can only do it when I kind of wake up. When my
Yeah.
voice is all groggy
Wait,
and
can
shit.
you play the button that says Saturn?
Saturn.
Why is this Saturn? I think this is so that you can make a song, like a Halloween song.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think so. Go up. Play the skeleton song.
I think it's just like a soundboard. It's different things.
No, and
because there's
then-
also horrible
What?
sounds.
Yeah, because you can add them for fun. But look, you can music chorus, music reverb, music destroy, music warp, music volume, music speed. Yeah, this is definitely so you can make like a spooky song.
Oh well, I fuck
Wait,
with
can you play? Wait, what's the saxophone skeleton song? No. Okay. Well, nothing's going on. Oh. Oh, you can slow the music speed down. Wait, slow it real down so it sounds creepy.
Sounds like my stomach. Anyway, so your ghost
Interesting.
stories. So basically, no, stop playing.
Wait, I thought you had other ghost stories.
There's that one, and then there's also this one of my uncle.
I think I
So-
know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, so my uncle's real religious. He's no longer with us in the United States. He's now in Guatemala. Sounded like I said he was.
Yeah, you really
no,
set us
yeah,
up
sorry
for
about
him
that,
being
yeah.
dead. Yeah, that was nice.
No. I mean, who knows? Maybe he is. I don't know. Just kidding. So the Alex, what's up? So he went to this girl's house because she was having. I don't know, it was a weird vibe in her house. I went to her house too. I used to actually date her a long time ago. This is well after her and I were dating. Or ended up he stopped dating or whatever. So my uncle went to her house as it was always a weird vibe in that house. Whenever I was in the house, I felt every time I was going up the steps, like someone was staring right at me, like in my face.
Awful.
And it was like, I don't know why, I just couldn't. It was like weird. I was like, all right. I mean,
Yeah.
at the time I was like, oh, maybe it's just that thing where people like they go up the steps, they fucking run up the steps because they think there's someone chasing them. But legit, like it felt like someone was staring at me, like watched me go up the steps. And so my uncle was real religious. He lived next door to me. I know he used to do a lot of weird shit, not weird shit, but a lot of I guess like spiritual shit. Sometimes people would be at his house. You can hear it through the walls, like. People were in this house like singing and crying and fucking yelling. One time I think they performed an exorcism on someone.
Well, that's fucking wild.
It was something along the lines of that. It was fucking weird. Dude was screaming. He was screaming. That shit was weird. Excuse me. So then they called him over to the house because I think that this girl's mom and my uncle went to the same church or something like that. And they're like, oh, could you come to the house, check it out and maybe, do some cleansing? Because I guess my uncle has done it before.
Mm-hmm.
So he said that when he walked in the house, he also felt something weird. Like something was like, I don't know, like didn't want him there. Yeah, something didn't want him there. So then he was walking around the house and then he closed his eyes.
Real quick. Whose house is this?
This girl that I used to date.
Okay.
So they were walking around the house. And he closed his eyes and he was like in the garage. There's a coffee mug. When you lift, there's gonna be a roach under there. You need to get it out. And then she was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Go to the garage. Go to the garage." So they went to the garage, and then they lifted the mug up, and there was a roach in there, like a big black roach, like it was huge.
Ew,
And it crawled out, and then he was like, "There's more." Like I think he's somewhere by a painting or something like that. And then you see them all crawl out. And then,
so what do you think the purpose of that was?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just telling the story.
All right. Sorry. I'm
And
overthinking it.
And then, I don't know. I think in his manifesto, he said, so then,
Fuck.
the synopsis. No, so then he went to the basement, and then there's this weird, doorway that led to the all the way to the back, and I guess there was like a boiler room or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was real dark in there, and they were in the basement, and then him and this girl whose house they went to go look at, she was in the basement, and then she said that she saw my uncle go in there, and then that he was calling her, and he was like, let's say her name is Henry. Let's say her name is Henry. She was like, Henry, come here. And she's like, what? She's like, come here, it's okay. Come see, come look. And then she was like, what? Like, all right, why do you want me to go in there? He was like, come here. And then she was like starting to walk that way. And then she said that she like started calling his name. And then she heard him upstairs. And then she's like, you're not down here? He was like, no, I'm up here. And then she was like,
That's fucked up.
fuck. So then she like dipped. Like, bro.
That's awful.
Yeah.
So she just got like a weird feeling about it, or like, so she called his name.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's basically what it sounded like. But yeah, I guess she got a weird feeling about it. So she like started calling his name. He's like, oh no, I'm up here.
Ew. I
And
don't
then,
like that at all.
And then she like went upstairs, and I'm assuming that was like something trying to get her in there or some shit.
Yeah. Last ditch effort to fucking kill somebody. That's
Yeah.
what the demon was doing.
And then I think she moved out of that house. She like lives somewhere else now, like married
Eventually
or whatever.
they moved somewhere else.
But I guess like that whatever was in that house still in there maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, because I don't think she lived there for that much longer after that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
Nah, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if I found out my house was haunted, I don't know if I could.
No, I don't think I'd be able to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd probably have to leave.
Luckily, like this place is like pretty chill.
Yeah, this place I haven't felt weird about at all.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the basement's creepy, but that's because it's like unfinished and dirty. So any unfinished, dirty basement is creepy to me.
Didn't you have some experience in Lambertville, or you thought you did?
Yeah. I felt like that building was haunted. But then again, I didn't experience a ghost or anything. And it could have just been that. So I lived in this little town in New Jersey called Lambertville. And it was like this little building. It's an old town. First of all, I'll say that. It's a very old town, like any little city, you know. And what's gauge or gouge? Ew.
You asked for it.
Yeah, I did. What's contraption?
I keep telling your story. Don't worry about
sorry.
this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, you know, it's an old little city, and there's a lot of old buildings, and I lived in an old building. I lived on the 3rd floor. It was a little 1-bedroom. The setup was the first thing that made me feel weird. The setup of the apartment was just uncomfortable. It's like you walk up through this little hallway. The hallway has no windows, and it has 3 doorways, one which goes into the bedroom, one which goes into like this little tiny room, and one which goes into this tiny fucking kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole setup of the apartment just didn't really make sense. Like there were 2 doorways. First of all, there were 3 doorways to my bedroom. One that went into the living room, one that went into that weird hallway that's where you enter, and one that goes into that little room. And then the little room had 2 doorways, one to the hallway, one to the bedroom. It's just like every room had like 10 doorways. And that makes me feel uncomfortable because there's just so many points of entry, so many doors to worry about, you know. The hallway was the creepiest. It had like, it just wasn't a very updated apartment.
Yeah, it
so
was
the light fixture looked creepy and like old.
The hallways.
The setup of the apartment was just like old. Like the railing was old. It was like painted a bright and cheerful color, but it didn't fucking fool me. There was a clawfoot tub that had like peeling paint on the side in the bathroom. The bathroom had a window to the kitchen. Like it was just like there were a lot of little things that made that apartment weird and old. Like you could tell it just hadn't been reworked since, you know, before it was turned into one little bedroom, like, or one little apartment. It just didn't make sense. All the floors were slanted and creaked.
Yeah, it was an odd setup.
And there was an entrance to the attic in the hallway. And that hallway, I think, was the creepiest part of the apartment for me. It was just very dark in that hallway, even during the day. And I hated passing by it. I hated passing that hallway. That was the worst part of my experience in that apartment. I can still kind of feel some like the dread of like being there alone and like having to go to the bathroom. The bathroom was on the other side of the apartment from my bedroom.
Yeah, you used to make me in the middle of the night.
Every time I had to use the bathroom, even if it was 5 a.m., I would make Gilmore go with me. I don't do that anymore.
No.
Because I'm not scared here. I was terrified there. I don't think I realized how scared I actually was until I moved out. Like, I don't think I realized. Like, so originally I had the bed in the corner of the little room. I chose the little room as my bedroom because I wanted the big real bedroom as like my studio. I had the bed in the corner against the window away from the two doors. I remember the first night I slept with both of those doors open. And I don't think I ever did that again.
That's fucking scary. I would never do that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Especially in that place.
I
dude.
don't know why. I can't even think of another time that I did that. And I don't know why I wouldn't have just shut it in the middle of the night. I probably like slept under the blanket completely. But there was a one point where I always had something in front of that door. I had like a chair in front of that door for a while. Then I decided, because so the next summer came around, I guess I moved in late enough in the summer that I didn't really need to worry about air conditioning too much. I put the air conditioning in my in the big bedroom and closed the doors and then had like a fan that blew it into the little bedroom, and that's like how I did it. But it got to the point where I couldn't even have that door open. I didn't even want to have that door open. So I literally spent 3 hours desperately putting the air conditioner into the window in the little room so that I didn't have to have that window open, which is like so obnoxious, or that door open, because I was so scared. So then I put my bed in the corner against the door to the hallway, which I was like, I can't sleep. So I had to hang up a tapestry over the door, because I was like, I just felt so awful. That apartment just felt uncomfortable. It felt heavy. It felt horrible. I didn't like it in there. I don't know if you ever experienced any of that, but I did.
I mean, like, I remember, I see that place as, because we had a lot of good times in that place.
We did have a lot of good times.
It's kind of where we first started hanging out.
Yeah.
Where we first kind of like, spent our time together. But I will say, yeah, sometimes it felt a little heavy, felt a little weird.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of times you told me to go up and grab stuff for you that you might have forgotten in the car. No, that you might have forgotten when we were in the car.
Right.
And it was always kind of like, I would run up and run down, but I guess, yeah, the atmosphere was a little weird.
It was weird. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah, I wonder what the fuck was in that the little attic.
I don't know. I never went up there. Actually, when I first moved in, I had Liam over one night and we were like chilling, and he grabbed a stool and we were going to go up there, but there was a wasp in it. So we shut the thing and we didn't go up there again.
Yo, imagine if you like went up there, right?
Maybe that wasp saved my life. Cats are fighting outside the door.
Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. Imagine we like went up there.
Oh, the only reason it didn't scare me is because I can see their paws every 5 seconds reaching under the door like this. Let me in.
Imagine if we had went up those steps, right? And then as soon as we get to the stop, we see like feet, like in a long dress.
Ew, no, I don't like that. So one of the creepy things about the apartment, I'll give some context. So you come in through the front door of the place. There's double doors. The doors are big, like old French doors. So you're already feeling uncomfortable, and like this place is 1800s. Old.
Yep.
Yeah, the staircase going up is like super small, and then, oh my god, she's got both of her paws under
fully
the door
extended.
now. Yeah. And then there were 2 doors to the 2 other apartments on the second floor, and then mine was a 3rd floor. So there's one more door. But my door was on the second floor. So as soon as you open the door to my apartment, you have to go up like this little spiral staircase in that creepy hallway. And I think that was one of the things that made it so weird, was like that spiral staircase, like old fixtures, no windows, entrance to the attic, and 3 doorways into separate, like, oh, so awful. And that hallway made me so uncomfortable that there was a curtain for some reason that was hanging between the kitchen and the dining room, or not the dining room, the like living room.
Yeah.
I think they probably did that just because, like smells, like when you're like cooking, you don't want the smell to go into the rest of your house. That's probably why they did that. But I took the curtain and I hung it up from the kitchen to the hallway because I didn't want to have that doorway open.
Yeah, like right. Oh, damn, yeah.
Like right behind you while you're like cooking.
Yeah, that's fucking scary.
I was always like,
yeah.
it It always felt just awful.
I think it was mainly that little hallway that kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, it was that little hallway. I don't know what happened in that hallway or why it felt so awful, but it was that little fucking hallway that did it for me. The bathroom kind of creeped me out a little bit too.
Yeah, the bathroom was definitely creepy.
Because it was huge.
It was a huge bathroom for no reason.
For no reason. And there was a clawfoot fucking tub that was like peeling.
And then there was like a window that opened up into the kitchen, but it was closed off.
There was
with
a window to the fucking kitchen. Like, I can't even believe that I lived there for so long. There's a lot of great things about that apartment that I could go on about. It was my first ever apartment. I had like the first like 3 weeks were the best. The area that I lived in was amazing.
A great area.
Yeah, but it just over time it just became like really uncomfortable to be in that apartment.
Yeah, especially alone because you lived alone.
I lived alone.
Like we weren't living together.
Yeah. So the only thing that ever actually happened was I was sitting. So there's that little kitchen. The doorway to the little kitchen from the living room is in the left-hand corner of the living room if you're standing against the wall. Like it's like over there. And I was sitting on the couch, which is facing the wall right to the right of that doorway. So you can, while you're sitting on the couch, you can see that doorway into the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And this was very early into my time living there. It was still like warm weather. So I was sitting on the couch and I was also not really scared to be there yet. So, I mean, I think it was kind of uncomfortable from the day that I moved in. But, you know, in the beginning, you're not really like, I think I was like on a high of like living alone. And so anyway, so it was like one of my first nights. I was sitting on that couch watching something on my tiny little TV that I had at the time.
Yeah, very tiny.
Yeah, very tiny. And the curtain that went from the kitchen to the living room was still up. And I had it like tied back. You know how you like tie back a curtain? Mm-hmm. So there was like a triangle of light coming from the kitchen into the dining room. And I was like watching TV. Ew, don't do that. I was like watching TV, so I wasn't really like fully looking at the doorway. I was probably like looking at my phone or something.
Yeah.
And I only had one cat at this point. Only one cat. She's very small. And ew, that was awful. And so that that triangle of light coming from the kitchen and then the dining room was kind of like dark for a second, like something passed in front of it.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
So yeah, I slept on my roof. I climbed out because my window went right out to the roof over the second floor. Mm-hmm. So I climbed out on that, and then from that, you can also climb on top of the roof over the third floor. So I went up there and was like, I'm not gonna.
You slept there?
Yeah, I slept there.
Jesus.
Yeah, I slept.
Fucking slept outside.
Yeah, I've told you this story before.
Yeah, but it's like
it's weird. It's very weird. And then I guess I never experience anything like real after that, and I don't know what that could have been. Like maybe I really don't have an explanation for that one, why that happened. Maybe I imagined it, but yeah, I was like, fuck this. I got out of there like immediately.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah, because the worst part about that is that like the kitchen, like the kitchen is from the living room. The kitchen is the entrance to the hallway. Like, you have to go through the kitchen. Like, there's the kitchen, the door to the kitchen. Oh, my God, what the fuck am I saying? The door from the living room to the kitchen, and right to the left of that doorway is the door from the kitchen to the hallway. So, like, to get to the hallway from the living room, you have to go through the kitchen. So, the fact that the, like, shadow came from the kitchen, or, like, that, like, how the light, like, disappeared for a second, that, like, is, I don't know, awful.
Jesus Christ.
Nothing ever happened again, though, after that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I ain't fucking about that, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever lived in a haunted house.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you basically lived with me in that place.
Yeah, I was there a lot. I mean, yeah, I guess I felt a little uneasy here and there when I lived there. Well, when I lived there, when I stayed there with you.
Mm-hmm. But whenever you were there, I was there, so you never had to spend, like, time alone there.
Yeah. I mean, I spent some time alone in there.
Yeah, but not like
days.
Not like overnight. Like, yeah.
By myself overnight.
Yeah, I don't think you were ever there overnight by yourself.
No.
Yeah, I was. Every night. Every night I was there.
Let's go back to that fucking, let's do that. Let's go there and spend the night over there.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, let's do it.
I don't want to be there.
Stay in the attic.
Someone's living there now, so. Actually, it goes up on Zillow every year.
Huh.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, I guess people feel it.
Every year around the time that my lease was over, it goes up again. Because, like, I guess someone's, or like around like summertime, like in that, like I always see it on Zillow. Because I'm constantly checking the Lambertville apartment prices.
Either someone's like, this is not worth it, or like, yo, this is fucked up.
Yeah, well, you're paying like $1,200 for a 1-bedroom. That's fucking haunted. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, nah. I ain't about that shit. But so
Yeah,
I was looking through this your ghost
Ew,
stories.
I don't like the name of this story.
Yeah, this is why I picked it. It's called Extra Child in Bed.
Ew. Oh, that's awful. Oh no, I don't want to fucking read this one.
So I'll read it.
Okay. Actually, do you want me to read it?
No, I'll read it.
I'm really good at reading aloud.
I'll fucking read this.
Okay.
I'm determined.
All right, sounds good. Are you sure you can read? I know we've been practicing, but
this is
you didn't find that one funny.
An experience. Can you do it?
Experience.
No, okay. Can experience that I don't know how to categorize, but you might find interesting. I have had paranormal experiences thrice apart from this shadow people, smoke, dead patient ringing alarm. So I believe in these things, but I am no way psychic or gifted. I live in the outskirts of a big city in a flat right next to an old burial mound. Well, there's your problem. Something which is not unusual around here because there have been settlers since the Stone Age. It is a new apartment with a friendly feel to it. Sure it is. 2 years ago, I was sleeping in bed with my young children.
Why are you in bed with your young children?
Because they're young children. I tend to semi-wake up at night to pull up the covers if they kick them off or comfort them if they're dreaming. This night, I was very tired. I woke up to find one of them had migrated to the foot of the bed. I hauled the child in so it wouldn't fall off the bed. Why would you say it like that? I hauled the child in so it wouldn't fall off the bed. What you mean? I hauled my child in so he or she wouldn't fall? I don't know. It's weird. I find it weird they call their child it anyway.
Well, because it wasn't.
And okay. I hauled the child in so it wouldn't fall off the bed, and took it in my arms to transfer it back to its pillow. But it wasn't my child.
Yeah, the only reason
I should mention
I was ahead.
I have blackout curtains in my bedroom to keep out the midsummer night light. In winter, it is like Vanna Black. You can see nothing whatsoever. I felt very strange to the touch, like those old thick TVs when you had watched it until late and you turned the TV off and you get the pet static with the back of your hand. If anyone remembers that, it felt like touching something real but not quite. Well, this felt like that, but way more dense. Holy fuck.
Ew.
It was warm and limp like children are when heavily asleep. I examined it and it was like a static electricity all over, but the head was not really there. Only a big, vague ball of less solid whatever it was. It was bigger than my children, like a 4 to 5 year old, long skinny arms and legs, but not unhealthy. I sat it on the bed, groggy and confused.
I sat on the bed,
groggy and confused, and I leaned over, still holding it, and tried to turn on the light, but it wouldn't work. I became a little more lucid after that, but I was not afraid, as it didn't feel hostile at all. I knew it was a ghost, and it wanted to share a bed with us because it looked cozy, and it wanted me to be its parent too. It didn't speak or move, so I didn't know how I knew that. I sat with it a while, wondering what to do. I remember clearly the feeling of warm, heavy, static body. It was so distinct, and it just went on. I felt sorry for it, but knew as if that was a normal everyday fact that the dead and the living couldn't mix. And things became weirder because I heard girls playing outside our bedroom door. I opened it, but it was not my short, cluttered hallway, but something I could not see but sense. It had the feeling of a big space stretching away to the sides, farther than the apartment complex itself. I put the child on the floor and I closed the door, although I felt bad. Then I laid down between my real children and went back to sleep. I'm saying I can't categorize this experience because the latter part, not being able to turn on the lights and the space outside my bedroom door, is more consistent with spirit walking or dreams. Also, my complete lack of fear was strange. Were I to meet a ghost right now, I think that's supposed to be were I to meet a ghost right now, I would not be terribly afraid unless it was angry, but I wouldn't be that calm either. But I've never had a dream with such realistic physical sensations nor one that kept its shape so consistently or was minimalistic like that. I have never had a dream without visuals either, and for the majority of it, there were no changes. What the fuck? Just me sitting confused at the foot of my real bed in my real room with this being. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed reading. Well, I can't read, so there was that.
What?
But fuck, imagine like
Ew.
sleeping, and then there's
Creepy.
something else at the foot of your bed.
Nah, that's fucked up.
That's like,
Especially because you know she like knows in her head that it's a child.
yeah. Yo, wait, have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Mm-mm.
Fuck
Well, yes,
that.
yes,
Bro.
yes, I have.
You know what?
I
Just
can
wanna think
remember
about
the
that.
worst sleep paralysis I've ever had.
Yep.
That one's fucking funny.
That's you when you're hungry.
Blech. He's just. Blech. All right. Anyway, should we tell our sleep paralysis story?
You go ahead, beach.
Well, actually, do we want to talk about that story real quick? Do you think that she returned him to like the ghost realm? And that was what was outside her door.
I think so.
Like it was kind of like she like opened her door and it was like, oh fuck, well here's the ghost realm. Get back to your home.
Yeah, but I think she like instinctively did it maybe, or she wasn't like awake for it.
Well, I think that it was
just happened.
kind of like his time, sort of, is what it sounds like. Because there were like children playing outside the door, which makes me think that like, why? What the fuck was the point of that? Like the children playing outside the door makes me think that like it was, he was being kind of like called back or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because how else would she have known to put him outside the door? But all right, so tell me about your worst sleep paralysis.
That's right. So my
fuck?
sleep paralysis, I think it was one of the worst ones I had was when I was in the house I lived in previously to the one I lived in previously. When I lived with my cousin in that big ass house on Bayard Street. So again, my brother and I slept in the attic because we all stayed in the attic for some reason. I don't know. We're attic children. Fuck with us. So we were up in that bitch, right?
You guys really are attic children.
Yeah, we were up in that bitch, right?
You're still an attic child because we sleep on the third floor.
Oh yeah, damn, attic's my whole life though. What the fuck is up?
Yeah, that's weird as fuck.
How about y'all? Y'all can't fuck with my attic skills, boy. I know what the fuck it is.
What?
Anyway, so one night I was sleeping, and then I kind of woke up and I saw like this is how people always describe their paralysis, sleep paralysis demons, like black dark shadows, right? Mm-hmm. So I just saw it at the corner of the room, like by the steps, and it was just there. And then I was
Where was this?
It was in the third floor, the older room of the Bear Street house. Yeah,
I've never been there, right?
No, you've never been there. You'll never be there. Fuck
Okay,
you.
wow, interesting.
You'll never be there. So
Okay.
ever.
Okay.
So all right. So then, dude, never be there. So then I went up. I was like sleeping right now. I kind of woke up. And I saw like this fucking dark shadow at the corner of the room, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, I can't do anything about it. I could just stare at it." And I felt like it was kind of floating towards me, and I was getting fucking scared. I was like, "Damn!" So I closed my eyes and I started praying. I don't know why I started praying, but I started praying. So then, are these on upside down?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, so I just kept fucking praying. Then I opened my eyes again, and it was still fucking there. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck, man?" So then I closed my eyes.
And you couldn't move, right? You were like,
I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. Nothing. I couldn't do. I was just like praying in my head. So all this shit was going on in my head. I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So then I tried to reach for my pillow. Like first, I tried to scream. I tried to yell Gerardo's name, but it was like that, like dead ass.
like not. Like,
It was so fucking fucked up. So then I think I finally was able to like get something out, and I threw my pillow at Gerardo because somehow I was able to like regain control of my body, and I threw it at Gerardo, and I woke him up, and I'm like, "Yo, you awake?" He was like, "I am now." I was like, "I think I was having a bad dream," and he was like, "Yo, just go to sleep." So I went back to sleep, but that's happened to me more than once, man.
damn.
I hate sleep paralysis because it's just sleep paralysis, but it still feels like a fucking like a nightmare. Like
I feel like I'm usually more in a dream. I'm less awake.
Can't see shit with these. Yeah.
Like okay, so I guess I'll tell my worst one. Because I've definitely experienced it like a couple times, especially when I was younger. It doesn't really happen to me anymore. And I feel like, so, okay, I'll just tell you about the worst one. So it was, I wasn't that young, and I know this because the way that my bedroom in my parents' house was set up, the bed was always set up in different places, like different times in my life. And this was on my bed that I bought for myself, the full bed. And it was when it was in the corner. So I must have at least been like 19, maybe 18, maybe 20 even. So I was definitely like, you know, an adult. So it's not like I was like a kid having like nightmares and shit. But, and all I remember is that it was like, there was like a woman and she was directly over my body.
Oh, fuck
Like,
that.
I'm, like, laying, like, facing up, which I never fucking do.
Bro, I'm
but for
throwing
some
up.
fucking reason, I'm laying facing the ceiling. And I wasn't awake to the point where I could open my eyes or, like, move. Well, obviously, sleep paralysis, you can't move. But, like, you know, I'm still technically, like, dreaming. But I knew what was going on. And I was, like, awake. And I was like, fuck. I felt that I was laying on my bed. But I couldn't fucking move. I couldn't do anything, and there's this woman over me and she's screaming at me.
Oh my god.
Like her mouth was open and she was just screaming at me, and that's like the whole thing. I was just trying to fucking move. Then I woke up and obviously she wasn't there.
It's definitely worse than what I've experienced.
Honestly, like
Jesus
I didn't
Christ.
even like really think about it much, because to me, like I know that a lot of people like think of sleep paralysis as like, you know, like there's like a demon in my room and I'm like awake, but I can't move. But for me, it was just like a nightmare. I was like, ah, fuck, I had a really bad nightmare. I peed and then I went back to bed and it was fine. I'm sure it was a little worse than that, but this was a while ago. Yeah, that was the worst sleep paralysis I've ever had. But my eyes weren't open, so I don't know how I saw her. That was her.
You're probably,
and I
like,
don't know that I
and
can.
you probably opened your eyes a little bit and closed them, and then you just kept that image in your head or something.
Maybe, or I think that it was kind of like, because I'm pretty sure that when you're in sleep paralysis, your eyes aren't actually open.
Oh no,
I'm like,
that's interesting.
I'm almost 100% sure that you're just dreaming. Have you ever like, okay, so
I don't know. I'm pretty
all right,
sure
wait,
my eyes were
let me give you
dead
an
ass open.
example. There was one day I went home on my couch in my parents' house. This story is not scary at all. It's just stupid. And I went to sleep. And I had a dream that I was like, all right, you know, I'm kind of sleeping like a little for real, so let me go upstairs. So I went upstairs and I laid down in bed, and then I woke up on the fucking couch downstairs. So I was like, fuck, all right, like let me just get up and go upstairs and lay down in my bed. So I went upstairs, I laid down in my bed, and I woke up on the couch downstairs. I was like, fuck. It happened. I swear to God, it happened to me like 3 times. I was like, fucking shit, man. What the fuck? I kept like dreaming that I was getting up and going upstairs, and then not actually getting up and going upstairs. And then finally, I actually went up to bed upstairs. So what I'm trying to say is basically like, I think sometimes you can have dreams where you're in the exact place that you're sleeping because you know what's going on. You've had that experience before.
Right.
And because, you know, obviously that figure that was standing in the room is not real. I'm pretty sure it's just another fucking nightmare, you know?
At the end of the day, it's all just another fucking nightmare.
Yeah, because
right?
anytime I wake up from sleep paralysis where I'm like trying so fucking hard to move, but I can't move, there's always a very crucial moment where I wake up and I'm awake. Because I know that I was dreaming, but when I woke up, like I'm, you know, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, maybe that's not the case, but that's what I would say.
No,
is that you're sleeping your arrangement there.
My sleep paralysis is always suck dick.
Oh, I could tell another fun story.
What it
A
is.
spooky story. The one at the cabin recently.
Oh, the fucking cabin, the one you went to?
Yeah, wait, this is a good one. This is very recent, too.
Cabins are fucked, dude.
Cabins are fucked.
I want to go to one, but they're fucked.
I mean, I love cabins. I love the woods
Cabin
and camping
fever,
and
bro.
cabins and shit.
Where
and they're
where
so
did all the
cute.
people die in Friday the 13th? In basically a cabin, right?
Yeah, they were in a cabin. Yeah.
Cabins
So-
are a bad time.
Yeah, but they're cute. So anyway.
They're cute, yeah. They're cute and bad time.
Cute, bad time.
Like chihuahuas. Cute, bad time.
So, this past, when the fuck was this? September?
Something like that.
I don't know. I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago. It was not that long ago. My family, my parents rented a cabin in upstate New York They did like they went to upstate New York and they like drove around and stayed at a bunch of different places. But for like 4 days they were at one cabin, and me and Sarah drove up and met them just for when they were at this one cabin. And we stayed overnight there. And the cabin was super fucking cute. And it had like a huge porch. The downstairs was just like really uniquely like built and like looked really cute. And they had like a cute like IKEA couch. It was a cute fucking cabin. There was one bedroom on the downstairs floor, and my parents slept there. And then when you go upstairs, there's one bedroom with a full bed. And then to the left, there's this huge room that takes up most of the second floor. And it's a kid's room. And it has 4 twin beds, like small twin beds.
4?
It has,
Jesus.
yeah, it has a couch. It has like a wardrobe. It has a crib. It has a bookcase with like a whole bunch of kids' books. It has like a bunch, like a rug and like a rocking chair and like a box of Legos, which I didn't discover until the last day. I was pissed about. It has like creepy wall hangings of like animals, but they're like creepily drawn. And there's this big painting that my parents said looked like me and Sarah, which is creepy, of these 2 little girls standing in like a field, like picking mushrooms. It was very like psychedelic. Yeah, exactly. And so also the door to this room was curved at the top, like a church door with like curved to like a point, which was very creepy. I didn't like that at all. So, and then the lights in the room were these huge, like paper lantern, like white paper lantern lights. So anyway, one night, and this whole thing just struck me as very creepy, and I kept saying that. So the first night that we were there, me and Sarah kept like I kept making jokes like, what if lightning flashed and like there's a man in the field over there? And Sarah was like, shut the fuck up. And then when we were going to bed, I was like, good night, dead children, because there's 2 other empty twin beds in our bedroom with us. So I was like, obviously there's dead kids sleeping in those beds, like of course.
Yeah, obviously.
And like the whole setting of the room was just very creepy. There's like little stuffed animals around, and like it's just creepy. I don't know why we chose to sleep in there. We could have chose to sleep in the bedroom, but Sarah was like, there's 2 beds in here, why don't we just sleep in here? The other bedroom had like a big bed. We could have just slept together in that one bed. It would have been fine.
Yeah, you guys want to chill.
Yeah, but so yeah, there was one night where I woke up kind of like suddenly, like in like a panic, and I don't know why. I don't know what I was dreaming about. I have no idea, and I didn't know where I was. I was just like laying there, almost like sleep paralysis. I was just like staring around. I was like, where the fuck am I? Like, and there were like the big paper lanterns on the wall, and like, I don't know. I was just like horrified. Like I just didn't know where I was, and it was really fucking dark because it's a cabin in the middle of the woods and none of the lights are on, so it's really fucking dark.
Right.
Finally, I realized where I am, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm just at this fucking cabin, and I'm still like terrified for no reason. Like I just cannot figure out why I'm so terrified. So I call out to Sarah also because I have to pee. And I was like, I'm not fucking walking downstairs, getting up in the middle of the night in this creepy.
But right now,
I'm a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like I'm not fucking walking downstairs by myself. So I wake up Sarah, and she's pissed, and she goes downstairs with me. And, I'm trying to, like, make as little noise as possible. The only bathroom is on the downstairs, so we had to walk all the way downstairs. Trying not to wake mom and dad up, but then I hear them stirring, and I'm like, fuck, we woke them up. So I come out from the bathroom, and I'm like, shit, they're both up. And then it turns out that they were already up because apparently mom rolled over, and dad was staring at the ceiling like this.
Oh, my God.
And was, like, really scared. And she was like, Fred, like, she's got earplugs in when she sleeps sometimes because, at home, she wears earplugs too because dad snores like like an asshole. Just kidding. Sorry, dad. You're not an asshole.
Okay. Sorry, Fred.
But he snores pretty. I don't think they watch this. It doesn't matter.
Shout out, Fred.
I do crack. See, I don't know what the point of that was.
Yeah,
I figured he would like burst through the wall and start yelling at me.
Dude, next Monday we're gonna meet an intervention at your parents' house.
I heard you're smoking crack, and but no. So apparently, like, so she took out the earplugs and she was like Fred, like, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I like, he like didn't know where he was, and he even like. He got out of bed and was like looking around, and he didn't know where he was, and like was like freaked out, and mom had to like, and then he found out where he was, and he got back in bed, and he was still like looking around like this apparently. And then me and Sarah came down, and I guess he snapped out of it or something, and it was just weird because me and my dad woke up at the same time in the night with the same feeling of like not knowing where we are and being terrified. And then we woke up Mom and Sarah, and I just think that's like so creepy. So we were like up for like a good half hour like talking about it.
So there's 3 situations here that I think
Okay.
might have happened.
Okay.
1, both of you guys had bad dreams and were spooked. 2,
But at the same time?
yeah. 2, you possessed. Both of y'all possessed.
Great.
3, Freaky Friday.
Oh, like right now, my dad, we still haven't switched back.
Oh, Fred? No, I feel like maybe you and your dad switch bodies. You Freaky Friday.
Nope.
You Freaky Friday.
Nope.
All right, well, you possessed.
No, but I think that the cabin was haunted.
Cabin fever, bro.
Cabin was definitely. What do you think the cabin was haunted?
Cabin fever. I don't know. I wasn't there, but cabin fever.
Cabin was haunted with the dead children, and they woke me up and my dad at the same time. I just think it's so weird that we woke up at the same time with the same feeling of like, ah.
You guys have like the feeling of kill.
No, I just didn't know where the fuck I was, and I was really scared. And it wasn't like I woke up with a clear head, like, okay, where am I? I don't know where I am. I woke up like from like a weird dream. I was like groggy, and I like didn't know what was going on. I was really scared, and I couldn't find, you know what I mean? Like, it was really weird. And it was just really creepy that we woke up at the same time. So anyway, there's a little spooky story for you guys.
I just remembered of one.
Oh yeah, all right. Let loose, brother. You.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Fred. Just kidding.
You know what? I forgot the story. Anyway. Just kidding. So.
Wait, what's torch?
What I'm about to do to your ass.
Wait, what?
So, when I was in Guatemala, it's a long time ago, we were hanging out with all my cousins outside. We had just got back from like this little town fair they had. It was a little carnival. They had live music. It was lit. It was a good time. And then we were all just hanging out at my godmother's house. Jesus, my stomach is rumbling, bro. I need to lose. Anyway.
Oh my God, Gomar, stop talking about how you need to take a shit.
I need to let loose. All right, so.
You think you can hang on?
Yeah, I can hang on.
All right, cool.
I'll be right back. No. So we were all just hanging out, just chilling, hanging out, shooting the shit. And then these 2 guys like go up. It's like drunkily walk up. They're both drunk as shit, just walking up. Because you had to go up like this huge road and mountain or whatever to go to the carnival was, because it was in this town up in the mountain. And then like,
sorry, I don't know where that came from.
Like a couple minutes pass by, and then these ladies are out looking around, and then she's like, have you guys seen 2 guys? And we were like, yeah, they went up there. Like, oh, really? They've been missing for a couple of days. Like, you sure it was these 2 guys? Like, yeah, they were drunk. They went upstairs. Not upstairs, but they went up there, up the road. And then they're like, okay. So then they like started walking that way. And then you kind of heard like this, you kind of heard like a rooster, but also like a wolf howl, but also like a woman screaming.
All at the same time?
Yeah, at the same time. It was a mixture of all those sounds. It was so fucking weird. And we were like, yo, what the fuck was that? And then...
Would you say it was one noise that sounded like all 3 of those things? Or would you say it sounded like all 3 of those things happened at once?
No, one noise. All 3 of those things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we were all like, the fuck was that?
Yeah.
So then I think the ladies come down after a while. And then we like heard it again, but this time it was like closer and louder. And then we all just got fucking scared. We ran inside. And my aunt, so my godmother lived to the right, my aunt lived to the left, and we were staying at my aunt's house. They have like fucking 15 bedrooms in their house. It's huge. So we went in there, we all kind of split up, and they lived by a little riverbank, like a dried up riverbank. So it's an embankment, I guess. Is that what that would be called? An embankment?
I guess so, yeah.
So it was like a dried up river. And since there used to be a river, people say that they usually hear La Llorona there. So the wailer, I don't know if you've heard of her.
I have. I don't know if everybody watching has.
So basically, La Llorona, the whaler, she drowned her kids in the water and, ended up killing think her husband or herself. It's a weird origin story. But point is, she like goes around crying for her kids. She's like, "Ay, mis hijos," or whatever. And it's known, people have said that they've heard her around there, like near that embankment. So then we just kept hearing like that, some weird noises, like crying and shit. So then all of our cousins all like got together in one room and we just like slept it out, man. We were like, we don't know if that was like just someone fucking with us. It was just like a wolf howling, or it was like Llorona, or I don't know. But those guys went missing. They never found them.
That's so weird.
Like, turned up.
So they were like already missing. You guys saw them, and then they disappeared.
Yeah, and
they never, they were never found.
No. Kind of fucked. Like I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck went on that night, but I don't know. Guatemala is an interesting place. I've heard a ton of ghost stories from there. My one friend one time was walking back from a party or from a game, and she had to walk by this soccer stadium that's nearby. Well, it's a field. It's not really a stadium. It's a field. And she said that there was this little guy that was like in a distance, like in the mist, like following her. And it followed her all the way home. And then she got home, and then she said that she told her parents the next day that something was following her. It was a little man, and he had a cane, and he was following her. And then they were like, "Yeah, they say that's the little duende, the little dwarf that follows you home when you're drunk, or some shit like that." And it's like, what the fuck? Like, there's a ton of crazy like spooky stories. Like the Surunel is basically this man or woman that turns into a bear. And they go out killing. It's kind of like, I guess, the Spanish version of the werewolf. But apparently it's like a cult.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a ton of crazy shit out there. I wish like I knew more of those stories. Well, I know more of them, but I don't think we have time to say all of them. It's like we're like, what, an hour 16 deep.
Yeah. Oh shit, we're deep into this one.
Yeah, you need to.
I think we gotta end this, I guess.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
I want to eat some ice cream.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, me too. But I think the way my stomach's set up right now.
Ice cream time.
The way my stomach's set up right now, just straight up like.
Yeah, not happy. That's
all
your
of these
stomach
noises.
right now. Wait, play Wormhole. I like that one. That's my favorite one.
Oh, this sounds like it played on Stranger Things a couple of times. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a very Stranger Things.
That's probably on Stranger Things a couple of times. Sounds pretty cool, actually. It's a little louder. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was good. All right, well, as my stomach keeps making this noise, and then it's going to come out my butt like that. Thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the Halloween episode. We Halloween. Wait, put this on so we can end it. I don't really even know how to do dance. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Ready? On 3. We're going to go 3 times that way, 3 times this way. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I think we're doing more than 3.
Yeah, that was more than 3.
That's like 4.
All right, so.
All right, fucking bye, bitches. I'm taking this. I gotta get the mustache off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, get the mustache off.
It's too much.
We love y'all. We'll see y'all. Keep telling your mom about this.
Spooky.
Check us out at Anna Can't Cook on Instagram.
Anna Can't Cook on Instagram.
At Gilmore.Tobar on Instagram. And at From the Podcast on Instagram.
And Piper plus Willow
on Instagram. And make sure you guys check out the Patreon. Make sure you guys are telling people about the YouTube videos, the motherfucking podcast. We're slowly growing, so it is cool. There's definitely a lot more downloads, like probably twice as many as.
That's really cool.
We're kind of doubling right now.
That's really cool.
Which is really cool. So shout out to all y'all listening.
What's up, guys? Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. It is what it is.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
I said thanks, guys.
I said it better. Thanks,
Gilmore's
guys.
a pussy.
All right, we'll see y'all. Have a good one.
Bye.
We love y'all. Stay in school and say no to drugs.